Hello and welcome, my Capricorn Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross-watchers. Welcome to your timeless work, career, and vocation reading. I am your reader, Markangelo Lyons, Mal for short. They're my initials. I'm a Virgo. I love my earth signs. I am also a professional witch, a professional intuitive, the president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998. I've written 2 books with the 3rd one on the way. The first one is called Spell Ingredients. Second one is called Words of Grace. Words of Grace does have a Kindle version available and a link in the description box. And if you want to preview it for free, click the link. You get to see a good chunk of the first part of it, including the table of contents, which is mostly divided into chakra chapters. This is a chakra dense reading, so you might find it helpful. The original version of Words of Grace, though, a Fellini Film Fest, compared to how much we had to edit it down for Kindle, well, that one's on patreon.com/Drawing the Circle in our digital shop, as well as the only place to find my first book, Spell Ingredients, at the time of this recording, and the new book will be on there too. We've got audios and videos in the digital shop. The audios and videos have free previews. You can dip a toe if you want to purchase. You'll find out they're really great. Lectures and classes and prayers and meditation. It was really, really cool. Some of my subscribers get all of the digital content. In fact, our top tier God Goddess gets all of everything that's in the digital shop. And the majority of my subscribers get 3 benefits in common. Let me tell you about them real quick. Number 1, they get a daily check-in. I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream link pretty much every single morning. Did it this morning. It was lovely. We chat about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, always ending with some kind of spiritual practice to send us on our way. The wisest way for this switch to start the day, considering my schedule 24/7, 365. They also get all the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s. All of my extended readings are timeless and relationship stuff based. They also get a significant discount when booking me for a private session. We'll talk about that at the end of the video if you want more info. And I love it. You can follow us for free. You can 7-day free trial. We're even on Spotify through Patreon, which is really cool. So click the link. Just go look at the menu and come play Patreon on Patreon. I'm the Archangel of Lions, Markangelo Lyons, but you can just call me Mal. Hey, Earth signs, I love my Capricorns. Sort of dating a Capricorn right now. We'll see how that goes. Really, really interesting character there. So let's do some explanation for the new Capricorns and cross-watchers. Feel free to jump ahead if you've heard it all before. However, the intention for this one's a little bit different, and you're about to hear why. So this is what's called the 3 levels of power reading. I learned about the 3 levels of power from Caroline Myss. That's MYSS. She's a PhD. Author of Sacred Contracts. This is her archetype deck. We're going to get 3 of these on the table. Anatomy of the Spirit, which is where I learned about the 8 chakra system. This is an 8 chakra read. It's a long story. We'll get there. As well as there's a link in the description box to her talking about the 3 levels of power. 3 archetypal symbolic lenses that you can look at larger things in life. In this case, for this reading, your life purpose, which is great, big, huge, right? Breaking it into work, career, vocation, how you survive, your creativity, and your spiritual calling. We'll talk about that as we go. Because all of us have a contract. We have several contracts with people, things we agreed to do, things we agreed to heal in this life. And that's why the intention is a little bit different this time. The universe has been hurling NDE videos, that's near-death experience videos, at me on YouTube. And I was like, I know what NDEs are. I haven't had one. I know people who have, whatever. But there was one from an atheist from New York. It was just hysterically funny, and I got hooked on them for a while. So look, as one of us fulfills our life purpose, right, work, career, vocation, any of that, some of that, all of that, we all move forward. We all move into happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser lives, and happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser ways for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world. And don't we need that? So I'm not saying it's all up to us earth signs, but we can get the job done. Also, because before every reading I do, I shuffle the decks, I make a prayer, the whole 9 yards. And the guidance came through to be very, very gentle with yourself right now. I think that's true for all of us, at least on the inside, right? So let me tell you what we're going to do. We're going to get 3, as I said, Caroline Myss cards for the 8th chakra, hovering over your head like a satellite, sending down codes to all the other chakras, shifting what we attract and repel in our electromagnetic field, so we have the opportunity to no longer delay fulfilling our contracts, because it can't be prevented. We'll just come back over and over and over again until we get the job done. So we'll get 3 of these, 1 for work, 1 for career, 1 for vocation. Remember, it's all one thing, but we're breaking it into these 3 levels of power. We'll then get the next 4 chakras down with the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. So that's the crown, the third eye, the throat, and the heart, the internal feminine energy, hence a goddess-based feminist deck. We will look at the lower 3 chakras, the masculine yang dynamic, relationships in the physical world. It can be you looking at yourself from the outside, right? Like looking at a mirror. Can be you from the inside, looking out at people, places, and things, relationships in the physical world, including corporations and industries and all of that. But it can be both, particularly for cross-watcher readings. Sometimes there's a whole lot of mirroring going on there. And those will take care of all of the chakras from the 8th to the root. Then we're going to get 1 whisper from the Whispers of Lord Ganesha by Angela Hartfield. Ganesh, the Hindu elephant-headed god of success, prosperity, and remover of obstacles. And we'll talk about those obstacles in spiritual alchemy, led to gold and all of that. And we will end with a Matt Kahn healing mantra, because it's about healing, right? Like healing your relationship. These are the money reads sometimes, right? But it's all about healing. So as one of us heals, all of us heal. That's holographic unity, where there's only one of us incarnate. I know it doesn't look that way, but you get to the top of the mountain, you mountain goats, you can see a larger picture. So usually one of these 3 levels of power has what I call leverage to it, and these mantras are very, very helpful. So that's the explanation. Ooh, he's rolling up his sleeves. Let's get into the divination. Both feet on the floor if you can. I will. I learned that if your knees are lower than your hips when you sit, your back automatically straightens. So I'm going to keep doing that and focus on your breath, if you will. And I promise I will do anything I can. This is my contract. You're helping me. By watching this video, you are helping me fulfill my life purpose, my contract. So we're going to take this one very gently. And let's see what hits the table, shall we? Please take a nice deep breath. It's a lot of explanation, but you got to do it, and I'm glad to. Still point. Pantheonic override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. Beloved pantheons of the divine, what's going on in the 8th chakra for the Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and their cross-watchers? 3 cards face down. What's going on in their work? What's going on in their career? I feel you. It's this one. And where are they in their vocation for this timeless? I almost said timeless true love, maybe. Timeless work, career, and vocation read for their vocation. Now those are face down. I'm going to do the same with the Daughters of the Moon and the Mythic Tarot going across, and then we'll read them first, second, and third level. So please take a nice deep breath. I told you a lot of explanation. I am a spiritual teacher. It makes sense. And I love it. Still. My goddesses override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. My goddesses, please, 3 cards, Heart, Third Eye Crown dynamic for the Capricorns and their cross-watchers. What's going on, Heart, Third Eye Crown, in their work? What's going on, Heart, Third Eye Crown, in their career? And what's going on in their Heart, Third Eye Crown, in their vocation for this timeless work, career, vocation read? 3 more down, and then we'll start flipping. Please take a nice deep breath. my God's override. A place for everything and everything in its place, but all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Right in the throat chakra. My beloved gods, please, what's going on? Lower 3 chakras for the Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers in their work. What's going on? Lower 3 chakras in their career, and what's going on in their vocation in this timeless work, career, vocation read. Okay, they're on the table. Let's look. Now, the funny thing is you already know the archetypes in the 8th chakra because they're in the title. So let's talk about this. You've got the mother archetype. Now, you do not need to be biologically female to have the mother archetype. I have the mother archetype. You can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime, or be dealing with someone who has it a reason, a season, or a lifetime in your work. It's still your lesson. It's still your alchemy. So written on the card is the shadow attribute and the light attribute. I call this lead and this gold. 3 atoms here that don't go here, but those atoms cannot be created or destroyed, only changed, transformed, released, surrendered. I just say alchemized, healed, whatever. So, you ready? Here we go. Christina, bring me the axe. The shadow attribute of the mother archetype, feminine family archetype, smothering or abandoning children, instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. Mommy dearest. The light attribute, nurturance, patience, unconditional love, and giving birth to life. So when I say I have the mother archetype, I have it in seasons. I just got a new kitten, so it brings out my maternal instinct, right? As well as, well, I don't have kids. I have cats and a career. That's my creative, giving birth, creativity. The language of pregnancy is the same language of creativity. You conceive, you gestate, you labor, and you give birth, right? Just like, what do I want for dinner tonight, right? Taking it from the 8th chakra down into the root, right? Manifesting it. And what's lovely is you've got 2 earth cards here on the inner. My favorite card in the Daughters of the Moon, 3 of Pentacles, a Ruru, clay woman who takes a pile of dirt, pulls out the dirt, separates the clay, molds the clay into something malleable, right? It's a mutable earth, very much like a Virgo card here, which is probably, I'm a Virgo, that's probably why I love it so much. But she hasn't put it in the kiln yet, right? That's the oven, the fire that takes the mutable clay and turns it into fixed. So going from like Virgo, mutable, Earth to Taurus, right? Like fixed, right? And something, she takes the dirt beneath her feet and makes something beautiful and practical in this case with the jars that she's making. So, Earth on the inner, right? Heart, third eye crown. It's not about your internal organs, but it is saying that you have a solid foundation. You have all your tools. It's like, I make bolognese. That makes men fall to their knees weeping with joy. But, I can have all the ingredients. I can have, everything I need to do it. But I have to put it together, right? I have to put it together. I have to let it cook, the right wine and all of that stuff. The right white wine, that's hard to say. And lovely enough, 10 of Pentacles. On the outer, right? You made it. You made it all the way to the 10 of Pentacles here. So whether or not you're seeing that as financial abundance, you've definitely garnered a lot of wisdom. Now, the thing about 10s, as wonderful as they are most of the time, every tarot card is neutral, right? Scale of lead to gold there, percentage-wise. But you've definitely completed something. You've completed something in the physical world. Now, this is, of course, the happy family. Now, here's the thing with this. That could be a corporation. It could be your workspace. But it could also mean that you've got something from this experience in your work that you are nurturing inside of you with the 3 of Pentacles, right? You're working on it. It's that creativity coming from you. But that's just lovely. And I would say that feels like a money read, right? That just like, I don't do just money reads on YouTube, but I've done work, career, vocation reads people for decades. So let's see what's going on in your career. Ooh, the networker, a creative family archetype. Who doesn't network, right? Oh, if I never go to another networking meeting, right? All these people hurling business cards at each other like shuriken. And the Capricorn card, there you go. There you are, Pasoe. The buffalo woman, white buffalo woman, certainly. The buffalo in indigenous totemism, if that's the right way of saying it. Please don't cancel me if it's not. I'm still learning. 55 years old. Yeah, I know I don't look at things, but I'm still learning every day. Granny Weatherwax. So not only is this the Capricorn card here, it's cardinal earth, the mountain, right? The mountain goat. Things that live in the mountain, on the mountain, because of the mountain, right? They are creative, cardinal, and in some ways very initiatory. So I'm going to say this wisdom that you've got in your work certainly is either affecting or coming from your 10th house dynamic. Now, if you're a cross watcher, you don't have any planets in Capricorn, try and get your natal chart done if you haven't already, and just see what house Capricorn is in. For me, it's in my 6th house, right? Because I'm Leo rising, blah, blah, blah. So, like, I know that when the moon, for example, is in Capricorn, that it's going to trine my Virgo sun, right? And so just sometimes it's just 10th house, highest potential, getting to the top of the mountain. Now, there's always a higher potential, but we're sort of terrified of our highest potential because we watch other people achieve it, historically, as maybe even personally, right? And it's a hard journey. It's a hero's journey. Well, great. You got the 4 of Swords. So I would say definitely a solar plexus vibe here of going within, right? A card of rest, a card of mental healing and meditation. So that might be that gentleness that I was feeling, right? It's like you've got the goods. It's in there. It's baked in, right? You cannot separate it out, but you can't, it's just like you can't undo the sauce once it's boiling, right? Too late. So this is about meditation. This is maybe about breath work. This is maybe about, affirmations, mantra work. So the mantra might be of use here, but I want to read you about the networker. Let me save this for last for this level. Now, if we see this in the physical world, we're all one. That means, we can do something to shift this. The shadow attribute conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. Yeah, I would say we've been seeing that on the planet for, millennia. Yeah. The gold, the light, enhances unity through the sharing of information. Unity, not division. Unity by sharing of information engenders social awareness and empathy. I'll just leave that there. So you've got a creative family archetype in the creative level of power, your passion, your hunger, your thirst, heart, throat, crown, and you've got the wisdom to do it. I mean, we've got 1, 2, 3 earth cards on the table. So let's see if that trend continues. What's going on? Ooh, I got to look at all 3 of them. Oh, wow, major arcana galore. Okay, so you've got a divine family archetype, the monk nun. Now, that doesn't mean you have to, I tried vows of celibacy and silence and, chastity, and it only lasted 15 minutes. So this is a very, very fascinating one. Now, I went through a monk phase for a season, particularly during the pandemic, and I kept getting the card, even in the readings that I do on YouTube, and I was like, I'm not a monk. And then I caught a picture, I caught myself in the mirror, and I was wearing a brown robe and sandals. I was like, oh. So I became the Hermit Witch of Holbrook, although it's a different archetype, right? And I really got into my spiritual practice, and I spiritual practice every day for decades. So, it really, really got it. I'm like, oh, so this is for a season of my life. So I'm no longer in that mode. But you got the card of celebration. This is the Judgment card, and hang in there. So when I do a chakra read like this, where it's just one card for a zone, usually major arcana is all of them working together. Now, you could say, but that looks like the world, right? They're dancing in a circle, except they're dancing in a circle, but they're dancing on Gaia's belly, right? If you look, there's stuff there that you don't see unless you pull back and see the larger picture. And that's why it's the judgment card, and you got the judgment card in the lower 3 chakras, a final judgment being made here, where things that perhaps were hidden are revealed so that you can make what? A very wise, empowered, loving choice and decision in your vocation, your spiritual calling, your spiritual power. So, the shadow attribute... I'm going to feel naked right now. The shadow attribute, negative judgment of the physical world. Done there, been there, done that. Excessive piety, but the piety is the grace of the 2nd chakra, according to Caroline Mason, Anatomy of the Spirit. Oh no, sorry, that's Defy Gravity. I get her books confused because they've all really, really helped. So excessive piety. Oh no, I just couldn't. Right. Well, it's very Virgo. It can be very Capricorn too. Boundaries, right? Saturn, the ringed planet. The light attributes, selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. That's me. That's me. I'm sure I was both a monk and a nun in other lives, because those spiritual practices come to me from all sorts of different cultures, right? And it's not just patriarchal religions, right? You got Buddhist monks and nuns and stuff like that. And different than priest-priestess. That's a different archetype entirely. In fact, priest-priestess is more out in the world. Yang, and monk nun is more internal, like behind cloistered monastery ashram walls. So, definitely, I would say that your leverage is here in your vocation. It would make sense because your single-minded dedication to spirit. Now, that means a lot of different things to a lot of different people, but obviously this is the spiritual mystical of the 3 levels of power. Something is revealed on the inside, and then something is revealed on the outside. Maybe it's the other way around. The outside revelation comes first, and you see it, and then you complete the cycle with the card of the world in this deck, Shakti the life dancer, and again the world. Now, by the way, this is Hermes as psychopomp, guide of the souls, going to the underworld, right? And so we see the traditional Rider-Waite vibe there with, you know, mummies coming out of coffins, because we are eternal beings. I mean, anybody who's had a past life flash, let alone an experience of it through whatever, we survive all this. We are immortal, eternal souls on heroes' journeys in human bodies with contracts, with stuff to do, right? And what I love about this reading is because it's Capricorn, you can be slow and steady wins the race on this. Like, I'm not feeling any immense urgency with all of this right away, but once something is revealed in the spiritual power and it starts making its way down into manifestation through all the rest of the chakras, it can be very, very exciting. But Capricorns, don't be so hard on yourself if you don't understand it all, right? If in other words, the best we can do in any moment is be here now and make the wisest, most loving, most empowering choices and decisions. I like this. So we're looking at a monk, nun, networker, mother contract. Remember, it's not about biological gender, particularly on my channel. So in the way I read, because you know what, you think you're going to be a male in every life? You think you're going to be that's typecasting. No thanks. We come here for the whole the whole smorgasbord. Let's get a whisper of Lord Ganesha. I love Lord Ganesha. Please take a nice deep breath. This is one of my favorites. Still point. Ganesha override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Lord Ganesha, what is your guidance, your grace, your loving, wise oracle message to assist the Capricorn Collective and their cross-watchers to alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, shifting them from toxicity to health, and from fear to love, from the illusion of separation to the truth of unity, fulfilling their sacred contracts in their work, career, vocation for this timeless work, career, vocation read. Inner knowing. All right. Well, there's that Four of Swords as well. So inner knowing. What I love about this card is it's the same on both sides, right? So they chose inner knowing for the backing of all of these cards. So card number 17, I'm just going to read a little bit of this. Some of these can be a little long. This one's not that long. So, card number 17, inner knowing. You have a place inside you that holds your most significant answer. So, okay, as a networker, some information comes in, you bring it within, you get up into that 8th chakra, and revelation happens. Within each of us lies our intuitive knowing. Motivation and ideas are present, yet untapped in this space within us. The spark of the divine waits patiently for us to tune in and retrieve our guidance. Okay, so it feels like your career, your second level of power, is what taps you into your third. This is a time of soul searching. You are in a phase of introspection, Four of Swords, where you are drawing your attention and focus inward and looking for guidance within. You have a strong need to understand, not just at the surface level, but also to really know why things are unfolding in the manner that they are. And I learned this from Mace a long time ago. She said, don't bother with reason. Reason is a human invention heavily influenced by the ego's interpretation of things. And that's so great. The divine trucks in purpose. And we often see that later or in moments of introspection where things are revealed to us. It's like, oh my goodness gracious, I never missed a step. I did the choreography perfectly. It's just been my ego beating the crap out of me, right? You now have access to the inner knowing that the truth and acceptance you seek is within you. This is a perfect time to take a step back from your day-to-day life and deeply contemplate your motivations, personal principles, and values. Seek the truth. Work with Ganesha and see that through meditation, consideration, and self-assessment, the opportunity to evaluate your direction and personal goals awaits you. Your priorities may shift as you develop a deeper perspective. Take this opportunity for some much-needed alone time. Whoa, that makes sense. But it also says here with this Ten of Pentacles in your physical world, how you survive in the world, you might be dealing with a family, a corporation, whatever this is, that you might be a mother of or dealing with the mother of. And I put that in air quotes, right? Because, the Mother Earth, right? It's a big archetype. All right. Shall we? Last card down. Matt Kahn Healing Mantra. Let's ask the Ascended Masters. Because, by the way, the Ascended Masters, they all had to play this game down here. They maxed out, right? They did it. They nailed it, right? And so they're helping from the other side. But, it's our willingness to someday acknowledge or not that we are they and they are us. E-I-E-I-L. Please take a nice deep breath. It's better to not take this stuff all that seriously, but then again, you are Capricorns or cross-watchers. Please take a nice deep breath. Throat chakra. Still point. Ascended Master override. A place for everything. And everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Ascended Masters, what is the perfect and precise healing mantra for the Capricorns and the Cross-Watchers to alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace? Just assist them in that. Shifting them from fear to love, illusion to truth, toxicity to health, in this monk-nun, networker, mother contract, removing obstacles with inner knowledge for this timeless work, career, vocation read. Hearing inner guidance, my intuition flows whenever I am still. All right, this is your leverage to start with. Just do that for a little bit, right? Information coming and going, right? You may not be. This might be more like you tapping into networks, right? Rather than you necessarily contributing content. content. It's all about the content. Well, even Course in Miracles says it's not the form, it's the content, right? Everybody's got pain. That's the content, but the form at which it expresses itself, that's a different story. Yes, I'm a witch who teaches A Course in Miracles. I'm a non-dualist witch. Thank you very much. Just pisses people off on both sides of the aisle, and that's okay. The spiritual aisle. Not that there's really a spiritual aisle. Healing, inner guidance. My intuition flows whenever I'm still. When you hear inner guidance, you receive an affirming and defining moment of inspiration, and that would make sense with the monk nun there with all that revelation. It could be a new direction, a new way of seeing old patterns, or an enchanted idea that is delivered in your own voice out of the silence. Now, again, looking at that Ten of Pentacles, that can mean you're wrapping something up. Like maybe you completed something. This could be, you're still gestating stuff on the inside, but there's something Ten of Pentacles there that comes to a completion for the cycle of Earth. When inner guidance is heard, you are ready to either hunker down into the healing benefits of your current circumstances, which is what it feels like here in your career, or move forward into a brand new chapter. Now, I do think with the Ten of Pentacles here, and really the Judgment card before it hits the world or the universe card, that it's both, right? It's like you're hunkering down because you're getting ready with that inner knowing to move forward into something new eventually. In either case, this is an opportunity to further align with your soul by embracing your needs. Now look, a lot of people feel like that's being selfish, but selfish itself is a neutral word, right? Lead to gold. There is ego selfishness and there's higher selfishness, right? Higher self kind of vibe there. So this mantra is ideal for resolving restlessness, becoming a better listener, and being more open-minded. And honestly, the open-mindedness that comes with the Judgment card, it can be incredibly shocking, not like the Tower, but where epiphanies and all that jazz. And you just can't do it alone. So we're going to put this together in what we call a blessimation. It's a word we came up with over on Patreon a few years ago, and it's stuck in my head. So I really don't know what's going to come out of my mouth when I do these readings to start with. The prayers that I do, even on video here, are prayers of surrender. It's all use me, right? Use me as the channel I'm meant to be, whatever. But I really don't know what's going to come out of my mouth when I do the blessimation. So one last time, at least for this reading, please take a nice deep breath. This is my favorite part. Still. And may we end as we began. Pantheonic override. Nice and gentle. I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine on behalf of the Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. May they be blessed with all that they need to alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, shifting them from toxicity to health and fear to love, fulfilling their life purpose and their work, career, vocation, so that they can embrace selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit for a celebration within, because there's a revelation within. And without as well really just resetting everything in their vocation, and so that they can enhance unity through the sharing of information, engendering social awareness and empathy, because there is an authenticity here in play with the Capricorn card for a Capricorn reading there, but also a huge potential for creative abundance. Pasoe, the Buffalo Woman, but within boundaries, within standards, with honor and integrity. As perhaps soft of eye and light of touch, they speak little but listen much as they go within to hear inner guidance and find their inner knowing with inner guidance. I just saw that. And so that they can embrace the nurturance, patience, unconditional love, and their joy in giving birth to life in any way, shape, or form, because they're putting it together on the inside. They are molding the clay, a solid foundation, Three of Pentacles, like a tripod, nice and stable to build upon. With a Ten of Pentacles situation at the end of a cycle, a completion, the cake is done, right? The meal is ready, or maybe dealing with with a large number of people, family, friends, co-workers, corporations, industries, etc., 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 so that they can remove the obstacles within and without with their inner knowing as they hear inner guidance, because their intuition flows whenever they are still, so that they can manifest happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser lives in a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser way, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world in their work, career, and vocation, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So would it be. And so it is. It was good. Now, it's funny, I'm thinking of a Capricorn who just broke up in a relationship, and it was, like a family deal there, like the families knew each other and all that stuff, so I could see that. So mother, everything's fine. I just delighted a bunch of people who know that song. Anyway, so if you liked the reading, if you found it helpful, if I made you laugh even, give you a clue, a tip, or hit the thumbs up, hit the like button. It shifts the algorithm so more people can find the reading. It really does help. And that guy, the owl with the log, tapping out a rhythm, he's going to do his thing anyway. And if you want more of me here on YouTube, subscribe. I'm putting out more and more and more content. I love doing this. I'm not stopping anytime soon, and I'm not monetized here on YouTube. No. No need for that anymore. Changing the rules out there. But I will say, if you want the deeper dive, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mal, you can come Patreon on Patreon. We're not so very censored. Oh my goodness, the digital shop alone is such a hoot. I love it so much. My entire back catalog is on there, and new stuff's a-coming for the new book. Remember, some of my subscribers get like I said, Gods, Goddesses gets everything that's in the digital shop as part of their subscription plan, but the majority of my subscribers get the daily check-ins, the extended readings, and the extensive discount, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. I love it. You can follow us for free, putting out more content for the free followers, though the subscribers get to see that as well. Audiobooks and interesting videos and stuff that I come across that inspires me, they get to see that. As well as you can follow along as a 7-day free trialer for a week. Seeker and Human, you can check us out on those levels of subscription. But if you want to get the discount, you got to stay for at least a month, because that's only fair. So click the link. We got a great menu, and more is coming. So come Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel of Lions, Markangela Lions, that you can just call now. And if you want to book me for a private session, I made a video for my 25th anniversary of my company, May 1st, 2023, called Booking Private Sessions with Mal. I was living on Long Island at the time, a year ago at the time of this recording. Didn't know I would be moving to Saratoga Springs, so I need to make a new one. Like, for example, I am available for readings at the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs on Phila Street, Phila. You call them directly. I have time set aside. They tell me someone is booked. I get it together. I do the reading, and then I come home and I do more of this stuff, because that's my career at this point. But, everything shifts and changes. But that video will explain everything that you need to know about how to book me, what I charge, why I charge it, what my ethical boundaries are, and I have an office downstairs now, and I've taken my first client down there, but I gotta get to know the person a little bit before I invite them to my house, because I have a kitten running around, and I'll show you a picture of him in a minute or so. But the majority of the work that I do is obviously on video, right? So I send my client, once they book me, we set up the time and all of that, I send them a Zoom link. They come into my Zoom chat, we record the whole thing. At the end of the reading, I send them a link, they download it, they tell me they downloaded it, and I delete it from the cloud, because confidentiality is absolutely essential for this kind of work. And I can't remember everybody's everything anyway, and I'm usually in an altered state of consciousness when I'm reading anyway, but even for spiritual counseling in particular, it's really important that the client is the only one who has that file, and they can share it with whoever and wherever they want. It's up to them. But the most important thing I say in that video, Booking Private Sessions with Mal, is that I've never turned anybody away because of lack of finances. Just worked out a deal with somebody yesterday. Absolutely. Where there's a witch, there's a way. I'm a witch, so there's a way, so we can work it out. I don't mind barter, but lunch is not the same, right? It's like, we'll work it out even if it's paid for. We always work it out. So watch the video. It makes my mom laugh. So even when I make the new video for this year, we'll still keep that up because it's just a hoot. And oh yeah, I have a kitten. Sammy for short. There he is, warming himself on the desk. He's not supposed to be on under a lamp. I was taken on a very, very chilly night. So I put my yoga mat underneath him so that he would be comfortable in case he wanted to, I don't know, sun salute or something, lamp salute, I don't know. And if you want to see the further exploits of Samuel, particularly how he's interacting with his older brothers, Melchior and Balthazar, follow me on Facebook because I've got reels. I guess that's reels, shorts. I get confused which one is which. Always posting stuff for them. And every night we play with the red light. The red light, the kitten does backflips on the couch. It's the cutest thing ever. I just need someone to hold the camera while I do that. So a lot more coming on that. Because obviously, as a Virgo, service has given me a lot of opportunities to not just become happier, healthier, wealthier, and wiser myself, but to help others achieve the same. Because that's the world I want to live in, don't you? But it is a hero's journey, and it is a mountain climb, and we're all in this together. So I believe in you, Capricorns. You can do this. Reach out and ask for help if you need, but it feels more like you're reaching in for help because that's where the revelation is. So hang in there. I love you. Heal. Hail. Farewell. And blessed, blessed be.